Hey everybody, Dallas again with Chaos Fragrances. Today we're back with another fragrance review. This time we're going to be taking a look at a fragrance from Calvin Klein. This one is CK Summer 2018. So for those of you who are unaware, Calvin Klein releases a new summer edition of this fragrance every year, and they've been doing so for quite a few years now. And this one is the 2018 version, like I just said. I do plan on picking up the 2019 one when that one becomes available to purchase. I'll do a review on that one. And I also want to end up grabbing like the 2017 and maybe a few of the other ones to review because these have been on my radar for a long time. Ever since I first started collecting back in the Notino days, they always had a lot of these at great prices, and I wanted to pick them up just to kind of have all of them for a collection, but I never really got around to it. But now I'm really wanting to kind of get into these because this is something that I've been wanting to check out for a while. This is the only one that I have, so I'm not going to be able to compare this to any of the other versions out there. So with that out of the way, let's go and jump into the review. So when you first spray this bad boy on, you get a lot of citrus pretty much right away. If you look on Fragrantica, the main notes that people vote is prominent is mojito and lemon and coconut, and the mojito gives it this nice lime and mint blast right in the opening. Like I said, it starts off very, very citrus heavy, lime, mint, lemon. Once it starts to settle down on your skin, and I'm not talking very long, I'm talking maybe a few minutes at the most, it starts to get a little bit sweet. I'm assuming that the sweetness is coming from the coconut that's in there. This doesn't smell overly coconutty, like I don't get a lot of that in here. Like for example, Virgin Island Water by Creed, you get a lot of coconut in that fragrance. I really don't get too much of it at all in here, but like I said, I do get a little bit of sweetness, which I think is coming from the coconut. As it continues to dry down, I start to pick up on a little bit of like a white floral type of smell, which gives it a little bit of a unisex vibe. There's a little bit of a woodiness as well in the dry down, but the main players is going to be that lime mint, lemon combination mixing with a little bit of a white floral component and a little bit of sweetness from coconut. So overall, it's a scent that smells nice. Definitely is not anything unique. When I smelled this the first time, it didn't really blow me away. I will say though, I had my girlfriend check this one out and she really likes this one a whole lot. She's a fan of it, so that's always a plus. It is a very pleasant scent. Don't be expecting anything crazy. Like I said, this is a Calvin Klein summer edition fragrance. We're not looking at some niche fragrance here. We're looking at a designer that you can have for around $20 online. Before we jump into performance, I just want to hop in here and say if you haven't checked out my decanting course yet, go ahead and do that now. If you head on over to chaosfragrances.com or click the first link in the description, you can check it out there. Decanting is how I was able to build up a collection of fragrances without having to spend my own money out of pocket. You use the fragrances that you already have to essentially buy more fragrances. So it's like a process that you can start and basically keep it going for as long as you want. The course is on sale for $20 right now, but if you become a pro member, which is only $2 a month, you can get it for $10. So that's a really good price, really good deal. Pro membership is awesome. I do a lot of giveaways every month. You get discounts like that. You can do review requests and a whole bunch of other stuff. So let's go and hop into performance on this. Not the best. That's probably why they include these as a splash and spray. So for those of you who've never bought one of these before, the atomizer comes out like that and it comes with a cap, which I actually threw that away already. And then you just can screw this back on and choose to spray it. The bottom line is if you want to get any sort of performance out of this, you're going to have to spray a lot on or essentially dump some of it on you. Legitimately, I get like 2 to 3 hours longevity from this, and that's pushing it. Even if I try to spray it on clothes, it does not last very long, and on skin, it doesn't last that long at all either. This stuff is very fleeting, and when I was trying to test it by spraying it on my skin and wearing it, it started to disappear quick. So longevity 2 to 3 hours, and again, that's pushing it. You'll hear people say that it's gone in like 1 hour or whatever, and they're pretty much right. This does not stick around for very long. So if you do want to wear this out and have people somewhat smell it, you're going to have to go heavy on the trigger, 10 sprays, even more than that, to get any sort of performance out of it. Projection, it really doesn't project all that much either. Again, that's partly why you need so many sprays. When you first spray it, a couple sprays, it'll push out a little bit, but again, it dies down very quickly and it pretty much becomes a skin scent. So the performance is awful. And you guys know, generally, I get pretty good performance from fragrances. If you go watch a lot of my reviews, very rarely have I said that a fragrance gets, like 1 to 2 hours or 3 hours, or rarely have I said that a fragrance performs bad. So this, just to let you know, this isn't me knocking on the fragrance or hating on the fragrance. That's just honestly the type of performance I get from this. Again, it's not knocking the fragrance. It's just would I get? Which that is pretty annoying because it does smell nice. You would wish that it would last longer, but when you're talking about a $20 fragrance for a 100ml bottle like this, really you can't complain all that much about it. It is what it is. Quality is okay. It does come across a little bit synthetic smelling when you stick your nose up to it. It's definitely not very pleasing. It's best to smell it from a little bit of a distance in the air. But again, we're talking about a $20 fragrance here. That's about what you would expect. This one will be a decent compliment getter. It is going to pull some attention. But again, what it always comes down to is if they can actually smell you. And in this case, people really aren't going to be able to smell you. If you spray this on a test strip or on your hand and hand it to someone and have them smell it, they may say it smells good. But if you try to actually wear it out and try to get compliments with it, you're probably not going to get that many. And that's not because they don't like the fragrance. That's just because they legitimately can't smell it on you. And that's always a big issue when it comes down to getting compliments and things like that. People can't smell it, they're not going to compliment you. So like I said, that's the case here. The smell smells really good. This is something that people would like to smell on someone else, but they're probably not going to smell it on you because it just doesn't perform good. When can you wear this fragrance? This should be pretty obvious, but I'll throw it in there anyway. A summer fragrance, a spring fragrance, that's really about it. Just warm weather in general. That's about when you could wear this one. Very citrusy, it's very fresh, and it's just a summer fragrance, as in the name implies, CK1 Summer. Just very fresh, very light. It's got a little bit of a tropical vibe, so something that would be great for summer. Going to the beach, going out on a walk or whatever the case may be, more for casual wear. This isn't a dressed up or formal fragrance at all. It's got this playful, fun, casual smell to it, so definitely, a good casual fragrance for the summertime. So you can pick this one up online for around $20 or so, like I've mentioned before in the review, which is a solid price. I mean, you really can't complain too much about a $20 fragrance. It does smell really nice. Again, the performance isn't that great, but that's pretty much how all of these CK1 summer fragrances are going to be. So should you blind buy this fragrance? I would say if you're into fragrances like this, you can go for it. This is something that's going to be really hard to dislike. I don't think many people are going to hate it unless they're hating on it for the fact that it is a designer fragrance, in which case you are going to have those people who are going to trash it. But in terms of people who don't care about that and they just like stuff that smells good, then you really can't go wrong with this one. Do I recommend you buy this one? Honestly, I can't recommend that you buy this one all that much just because the performance isn't that great. It's really nothing new. If you want a cheap fragrance for summer, there are other options, and I'm actually going to be covering some of them in some future videos, so make sure you stay tuned for that. If you are someone who collects the CK1 summer fragrances, definitely go ahead and pick this one up so you can have the bottle there. But otherwise, I would say just give this one a pass because it's not all that great. And like I said, I would put that $20 towards a different cheap fragrance that you may want to pick up that's way better, which again, I have covered a few on my channel, but like I said, I'm going to be covering some more once I get them in. Or also you could just save that money and put it towards something a little bit more expensive. That's up to you, but in my opinion, I would say just give this one a pass. So guys, that's going to do it for this review. That is my review on CK1 Summer 2018 version. Like I said, it's a pleasant smell. It smells nice, but it's really nothing worth going out of your way for. Like I said, I really want to check out the 2019 one. Bottle on that one looks pretty cool, and the notes look all right as well. So I'd like to check that one out once it comes out. May also pick up a couple of the older versions as well. We'll see what happens. That's going to do it for this review, guys. So if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe and try and post notifications so you don't miss when I post. And that's it for me, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.